Well, this afternoon, the Alabama Department of Corrections responded to allegations that chronic staffing shortages are not being addressed. It argues it's not as bad as some attorneys representing Alabama inmates in civil cases claim in ongoing federal court motions. Way 31's Matt Croschel continues our months-long deep dive into the prison crisis. Matt?
Yeah, Marie, I spoke to a civil rights attorney here in Alabama who actually represents an inmate that's at Limestone Correctional. And that inmate and the ADOC actually had a settlement in a lawsuit that the inmate filed. And the settlement was that the ADOC agreed to move that inmate into a protective custody due to a medical issue. But at last check, ADOC's staff at Limestone had not followed through yet on that settlement. So the inmate's attorney reached out to us following our series of reports from whistleblowers about conditions inside Limestone and the staffing crisis. He says without the first-hand accounts that we've been able to gather, he would have just assumed ADOC was simply choosing not to follow what they agreed to in this case. But now he's pretty confident they literally don't have the staff to pull it off.
To your reporting, we also know that they are so incredibly understaffed that they cannot maintain safety for themselves, meaning for the correctional officers, much less for the inmates at the facility. So that's one thing that your reporting has been incredibly valuable on with regard to what's happening on the ground.
We know through our interviews with current staff there at ADOC that one housing area there, that protective housing area, is routinely covered by only one correctional officer. That is for hundreds of inmates. And so that is something that this attorney is now looking into and hoping that the court understand as far as this one particular lawsuit and settlement involves. So currently, that inmate still remains in near total isolation, not allowed out to get the exercise that ADOC's own doctors told the courts that that inmate needs. So currently, the inmate remains in the same situation while the attorneys keep working with ADOC's headquarters to convince the local group at Limestone Correctional to follow through with the settlement. Reporting live in Huntsville, Matt Croschel, Way 31 News.